Hello my dear friends, so welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to understand planet Saturn placement in the 8th house of your Vedic astrological birth chart and what are the kind of results that are associated with this placement of Saturn. Also, I'm going to cover up the special aspects of Saturn because Saturn is going to aspect 3 places away, 7 places away and 10 places away from its original placement. So what are the karmas that are connected with your 10th house of your career, 2nd house of family, wealth and savings, and 5th house of your childbirth, creativity and mantra sadhanas. See, first of all, this is quite a very interesting placement of the Saturn whenever it is going into the 8th house. But before that, you have to have basic understandings regarding planet Saturn and the 8th house in Vedic astrology. On one hand, if I talk about regarding the 8th house of Vedic astrology, see 8th house, it is the house which is the hidden house. This is the house which represents a lot of secrets that are going to be present over there. 8th house, it is that kind of a dark, hidden, mystical energy which shows something very deep and very mystical. Like you are very curious about that areas of the life. I want to know what is hidden in the 8th house. So that is the level of curiosity. 8th house, it is the house of the sudden events that are going to happen in your life. Any kind of a sudden transformations. Maybe positive transformation or the negative transformation, but anything sudden which is happening in your life, sudden accidents, even the emotional fluctuations of your mind, like 1 minute your mind is completely positive, 2nd minute it is going into negative. So that kind of emotional fluctuations are also governed with the 8th house because the energy of Scorpio is very dark and mystical, which is seen through the 8th house. Apart from this 8th house, it is the house of your in-laws as well. Relationship with your in-laws, any kind of a joint assets that you are going to make with your spouse and life partner, that thing is also connected with 8th house. And on the other hand, planet Saturn in Vedic astrology, this is a very cold-hearted planet. Saturn represents slowness, any kind of a slow activity, any kind of activity which is going to consume a lot of time in your life, the real struggles of your life, any kind of a challenges that you are going to face in your life, this thing is seen from Saturn. Saturn is the practical side of the life where you are experiencing everything through the practicality of your mind as well. Because Saturn shows some kind of a restrictions around you and you will not be able to move out of that kind of a restrictions. It may be some kind of a mental restriction, mental boundaries or any kind of a frustrations, like you are trying your hard and not be receiving 100% results. So that thing is governed by Saturn. Because originally in the Kal Purusha Kundli, it is holding the 2 most important houses. 10th house of your career, that is your Karma Bhava, you are putting your efforts. And 11th house of incoming gains, the kind of money that you are going to receive. So Saturn is going to play its part, whether it is going to restrict you or whether it is going to give you. Even the desires which are present inside you, this thing is also ruled by planet Saturn. Apart from this, any kind of a coal, construction, engineering works, metal industries, all that kind of a heavy works, engineering and technology, all such kind of things are governed by this planet. First of all, whenever Saturn is going into the 8th house, see both of these energies are very, very dark energies. It is naturally going to instill lot of fear inside your mind. Irrespective of the Saturn placement, I will tell you whether it is exalted, whether it is debilitated or it is posited in its own sign or friendly sign or inimical sign. The number one trait that Saturn is going to give you in the 8th house, it is going to instill lot of fear inside your mind and you will not be able to get out of that kind of a mental restrictions and boundaries. It is going to restrict you in that kind of a 8th house energy. So the person is always fearful of taking any kind of a decisions or any kind of a risks in the life. That is the number one trait. Secondly, here Saturn is going to show lot of interest or inclination towards learning the hidden sciences. It may be Vedic astrology, numerology, palmistry, any kind of occult sciences, any kind of mystical things, spiritual experiences or even the supernatural experiences. Everything is governed by the Saturn placement in the 8th house. As far as the longevity is concerned, this Saturn placement is very good. This is going to give you a very long life. But here Saturn is directly aspecting your 2nd house. So that is the house of your family, wealth and savings. And 8th house, it is the house of your in-laws as well. So the number one trait this Saturn is going to give, it shows very cold-hearted in-laws that are going to be seen in your life. although they are going to be very, very wealthy, that depends upon the sign placement of the Saturn and the 8th house lord, but the emotional connection between you and your in-laws, that thing is not going to be present over there, because this is a very karmic backlog. If Saturn is in the 8th house, it means there is going to be some karmas that are associated with your in-laws as well, and directly it is affecting your 2nd house of your family. So some kind of restrictions in your family environment initially in your childhood days, because I have seen lot of charts, persons who are having Saturn in the 8th house, the childhood days of these individuals are going to be full of sufferings. Like they will not be able to expand out of their comfort zone or outside of their boundaries. Their family members are always going to restrict them, like you don't have to do this thing, you are doing this thing wrong, facing a lot of criticism. This is that kind of a Saturn, because here you have to face a lot of criticism because of your deeds that you are performing. Whether you are performing good deeds, suppose you are selflessly performing some good deeds, you are helping other individuals, but still I will tell you that criticism aspect with this Saturn is going to be deeply posited with this placement. Second important thing, Saturn whenever mixes with the energy of the 8th house, these individuals are very high interest towards the research oriented studies. I am not saying only research into the field of Vedic astrology, it shows any kind of a research, because their brain functions in such a way they want to deeply dig into something, and it is very unresistive kind of a force which is present inside them. If you ask these individuals, you have to do lot of research throughout your life, they will be happy and satisfied by doing research into that thing as well. But the negative aspect with this Saturn, as soon as they are deeply diving into some kind of a research activity, performing some kind of a research into the 8th house, it is going to give lot of fear inside their mind. It is going to grip their mind into that kind of a energy, so that they will not be moved out of that kind of a surroundings. And that is where I will tell you somewhere the fun part of their life, that is going to be somewhat absent, because this Saturn is initially because of the childhood sufferings. These individuals tend to become lot of mature in their life, and that kind of a maturity is going to reflect in their 10th house of career as well, because with its third aspect it is directly aspecting your 10th house. So it is also going to restrict your career environment as well. It is not easily going to give you very good career or the top level executive positions in any organization, because this Saturn want you to start something from the very beginning, from the very scratch, and then you have to rise high into your life. Apart from this, the restrictions that are Saturn is going to put in your 10th house, here what is going to happen, the relationship with your co-workers, with your bosses, that thing is also not going to be very, very cordial, because here Saturn is a pure hard worker. These individuals, they are willing to put extra hours at something, they are willing to give their 100% effort, but that hard work is not going to be recognized in front of other individuals. So like they are putting their efforts, but their hard work is not getting recognized. And if they are putting 100% efforts, they are only receiving about 50 to 60% of the results. And that is the karma of the Saturn with the 10th house. Although desires are going to be very high, like I want to be professionally successful, I want to succeed in my life, but Saturn is going to restrict that thing. And specifically till the age of 35 and 36, you individuals, you have to go through lot of transformations in your life. Some minute you are having that kind of approach towards life, next time you are having some different approach towards life, next time you are having some different approach towards life. So it governs different philosophical approaches as well, and with the passage of time, Saturn is going to shape your or rebuild your character in such a way so that you can experience the new energies or new things in your life. Similarly, it is aspecting your 2nd house, that is your wealth and savings as well. So here like Saturn is also going to restrict that area of your life as well. Although like you will try your hard, like I want to save huge amount of money in my life, you can give your 100% in saving money, but immediately what is going to happen, as soon as you are going to start that huge amount of money, suddenly the expenses are going to come in your life and you have to spend lot of money over there. And these are the spendings which you are not spending upon yourself. These are the expenses upon some other individuals. So that is also going to be a karmic thing. But I will tell you, these individuals, they are having that kind of a keen sense of humor present inside them to know the workings of money and wealth as well. they have the complete understandings regarding that thing, how money markets and these things are going to work. Because I will tell you, all the financial markets, all the banking industries, all the mutual fund, hedge fund industries, they are ruled by the 8th house. Similarly, Saturn and Jupiter, they behave in the similar manner whenever they are going into the 8th house. Their energies are going to be quite similar, because only Saturn and Jupiter, these two planets have that kind of a wisdom and knowledge to experience or to hold on to the energy of the 8th house. So that is quite a powerful Saturn. Although it is going to show a lot of restrictions and that kind of a thing, but it is also going to offer you protection as well. Protection from your enemies. It is going to offer such kind of a protection or that kind of a protective bond around you. Some kind of a blessings are also going to be seen from this Saturn. And this is the pure blessings of Lord Vishnu, I will tell you. If specifically Saturn is in conjunction with Rahu, or if it is posited in the watery signs of specifically Pisces, Scorpio, even the Cancer. So there is going to be some blessings that are also seen over there. Apart from this, Saturn is also aspecting your 5th house, and that is where the real aspect of Saturn is going to play, which is the house of the mantra sadhanas, which is the house of all the ancient knowledge of Jyotish Shastra, Vedang Jyotish, any kind of a Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Athar Veda, Sam Veda, spirituality, Kundalini awakening, all experiencing the 10 Mahavidyas and all that kind of a Shaktis. So all the Astra Gyan, Shastra Gyan, these every kind of a knowledge, this Saturn has the ability to grab from the 5th house. And even I will tell you, in the past life, in your past life, there are highly likely chances that you are some kind of a mystical sadhu or saint. And in that present birth, you have gained a lot of experience from the 5th house, and you are going to utilize that knowledge into the practical side. That is a very, very powerful aspect, I will tell you. Whenever Saturn is sitting in the 5th house, it is aspecting the 5th house. There are going to be some karma that is deeply connected with your past life deeds. And because of your past life deeds, you have received your Saturn in the 8th house. In your previous birth, you have not experienced the true energy of the 5th house. And that is why Saturn in this birth, from the 8th house, it is going to extract or absorb the energy from the 5th house. 5th house, it is the house of your creation and creativity as well. So this Saturn is also going to enhance the level of creation and creativity inside you, specifically their kids. Although like with Saturn in the 8th house, it is going to impact your specifically your childbirth and your child's health as well, but mental capabilities that are going to be present inside your children, that are going to be extremely high. And that is the pure aspect, I will tell you. Saturn's 10th aspect, in whichever house it is aspecting, it is going to be a wonderful aspect, I will tell you. If you want to reap out something good in your life, or if you want to choose your career path as well, please look or go with the Saturn's 10th aspect. This thing is always going to help you, I will tell you. Choosing a career path in your life, look where Rahu is posited and look where Saturn's 10th aspect is going. These two things are going to be very, very useful in determining your career as well. Because overall, this is Saturn into a closed cage, but that cage is going to slowly open with the passage of time. And as soon as the cage is going to open, the mysteries of the life that are going to unfold in front of them, they are going to experience that kind of energies inside their body, which are not like, I cannot explain by using any kind of words. They can only sense that kind of a deep level of energies. Because 5th house is going to give you a lot of energy in the 8th house. Saturn is a dark planet. This is a very mystical kind of a planet. 8th house is also mystical house. So a lot of mystical experiences with their education, with their career, with their 5th house is also going to be seen with this Saturn. So that's it guys from my side in this video. I hope you like the analysis. If you have any queries, any questions regarding your Saturn placement, if you require any other consultation, marriage, career, spiritual consultation, do let me know. I'm going to respond you back as soon as possible. Till then, subscribe my channel below and make sure to hit the like button. If you really enjoyed this video, I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.